Can you imagine the Maple Leafs without Mitch Marner? Well, that possibility is getting closer, and Marner has finally spoken about it. Amid the uncertainty surrounding his future in Toronto, the star made it clear he's not focused on negotiations, but on the ice. During a brief chat with journalist Jonas Siegel from The Athletic, just before the game against the Kings, Marner was direct when asked about the real chance of leaving the Leafs. "I'm here to just play hockey. That's what I expressed at the beginning of the year, and I'm still expressing it now." This simple and firm answer reflects the spirit of a player who, even on the verge of unrestricted free agency, prefers to ignore the markets backstage. At 27 years old, with a $65.4 million contract about to expire, Marner still avoids going into details about the negotiations with his agent, Darren Ferris, known for patient approach in talks. "I haven't looked into it in any way. I'm here to play hockey. That's what I'm here to do." And when pressed about his future, it will happen when it happens. While the backstage heats up, Marner continues to shine quietly. He has 93 points in 74 games, leads in assists with 69, and is tied for fourth in the NHL scoring race. He is undoubtedly the creative heart of this team. And the Leafs? With 96 points and the lead in the Atlantic Division, the team is still dreaming big, trying to stay ahead of dangerous rivals like the Lightning and the Panthers. But the big question remains, are we witnessing the final chapters of Mitch Marner in the blue and white jersey? If you want to keep following all the behind-the-scenes updates, rumors, and news about Marner and the Leafs' future, subscribe to the Leafs News Fan Report channel and turn on notifications. Here, you won't miss a single moment on or off the ice. But what about Leafs fans? With every game, with every magical assist, the doubt grows in fans' hearts. Is Mitch Marner really leaving? It's not just about losing a player, it's about losing a symbol of this generation, someone who grew up in Toronto, wore the jersey with pride, and carried heavy expectations on his shoulders. In the stands, on social media, and behind the scenes of the franchise, the atmosphere is tense. The season isn't over yet, the playoffs are on the horizon, but how can we ignore the elephant in the room? Marner's future has become one of the most talked about topics among NHL insiders, and even without saying much, he's still leaving his mark on the ice. It's impossible to deny the impact a possible departure would have on the team's structure. Marner is not just a scorer. He sets the pace, connects lines, inspires teammates. With him performing at a high level, Toronto is a dangerous team. Without him, the franchise would enter a new era. And the lingering question is management ready for that? Moreover, the silence surrounding the negotiations might be strategic, but it also opens the door to speculation. Some believe the Leafs are just waiting for the playoffs to make a final decision. Others think the team is already considering trading him rather than losing him for nothing in free agency. It all depends on how this final stretch of the season unfolds. What we know so far is that Marner, with his words and his attitude, shows total focus on the ice, and that, in the end, might be the greatest gift to the team in this crucial phase. As long as he's out there giving 110%, Toronto still has a real shot at something big. But what about after? The answer may not come today, or tomorrow. But when it does, it will certainly change the course of the franchise. Shortly before the game against the Kings, Marner had a quick chat with Jonas Siegel from The Athletic and made one thing clear. "I'm here to just play hockey." He doesn't want to talk about negotiations now. Doesn't want to talk about contracts. He just wants to play. And look, as a fan, I admire that. But I also can't lie. It worries me a lot. His contract is ending. It's been 6 years, over $65 million invested, and now he could leave without the franchise getting anything in return. That, to me, would be a crushing blow. Marner isn't just a great player. He's part of the soul of the Leafs. He grew up here, became a star here, and leads this team with 93 points in 74 games. That's not something you replace easily. And what bothers me the most is the silence from management. Are they going to wait until he becomes a free agent? Will they trade him before? Will they renew at the last second? Nobody knows. Meanwhile, fans suffer in silence, hoping he stays, because we know if he leaves, the impact will be massive. The team chemistry changes. The confidence shifts. Everything changes. Today, with the Leafs leading the Atlantic Division and entering a decisive phase of the season, Marner is the guy who can take us far in the playoffs. But if this is his last chapter in the blue and white jersey, man, it's going to hurt a lot. As a fan, I can only say one thing. I truly hope the Leafs do the right thing. that they value this player as he deserves. Because losing Marner now will be like ripping out a part of this team's heart. And honestly, we've been through a lot as Leafs fans, right? Frustrating seasons, painful playoff exits, front office decisions that made no sense, but there was always something keeping the flame alive, hope in our young core. And in that core, Marner has always been one of the pillars. Watching him leave now, just when a roster seems more mature, with pieces finally clicking together, would be a step backward. And the worst part, without a clear explanation, without transparency, without the kind of communication we deserve as loyal fans. I understand that hockey is also a business. I get that there's a salary cap, agents, clauses, but some things go beyond numbers. Marner is one of ours. He represents Toronto on and off the ice. And if that bond is broken, the way it's done will say a lot about the direction this franchise wants to take. That's why I speak not only as a fan, but as someone who follows every detail and shares everything with you here. We are at a crucial moment. One of those moments that shape the future of an organization. If we lose Marner, it will take much more than a good trade to fill the void he would leave. So while he's still wearing this crest, let's support him. Let's recognize what he represents. And let's demand that management has the courage to make a decision worthy of the Maple Leafs' history and of this incredible fan base's passion. If you're feeling the same anxiety and want to follow every chapter of this journey with honest, passionate, and no-nonsense coverage, go ahead and subscribe to the Leafs News Fan Report, turn the bell, and stay with us through the end of the season. Because whether Marner stays or leaves, you'll find out here. And more than that, you'll live this story with us like a true Leafs fan.